we didn't play very well. I learned that we have the abilities to play extremely bad. That's what I learned about my team, and then also, this week I'm not talking about a close loss. So it's a little different. We got blown out, and we got beat every way you can get beat. It was a very bad performance for us.
Was it a shock to you?
It was. I didn't see it coming. And I guess as a football coach, I have to do a better job of having a pulse on my team. I did not see this coming. You wouldn't have told me that Morgan would have came here and beat us 52-3. You wouldn't have told me that we would have had 167 penalty yards and only 168 yards of offense. 5 turnovers, fumbled 8 times. I mean, it was just a bad. It looked like we didn't practice at all. And so, it leads me to believe that, what is going on? What is going on throughout the course of the week to make us play this bad for these home football games?
How was preparation? I mean, was the attention good? Was the focus there during the week?
I thought it was, so I had to go back and look at the practice scripts haven't changed. The format hasn't changed. So, I'm at a loss. This one came out of nowhere. So, my remedy is real simple. I thought we played soft. We wasn't aggressive. So, what you do in practice, you do in the game. So we practice soft, that means we play soft. So now we're going to practice pretty hard. And I'm hoping that it'll translate to us playing hard.
When you played Rutgers early in the season, you said you were going to keep a close eye on how the guys were acting on the sidelines, even if it's a big deficit or whatnot. How did they act this past Saturday?
Well, we had one get ejected. We had quite a few unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And like I told them at halftime, next one to do one, I'm going to put you off the team. I said, Morgan State is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And we got to fight back. I wanted to watch us fight back and how we handle the adversity. And some guys were still fighting, and some guys kind of exploded and lost their composure. But I knew as a coach I wasn't going to lose my composure because they're going to follow my lead. So I kept my composure. I was pretty upset. I kept my composure, and I just kind of took a back seat and just watched things kind of unravel on the sideline, see who was going to be leaders. I challenged a few guys. I said, you're supposed to be a leader. You have to lead in good and bad times. You can't pick and choose when you're going to lead. So I kind of watched that and get an idea of who's really with this or who just want to be here when things are going good. So I have a good idea of who I can count on to be there when bad times. And we're going to lean on those guys to get us through these next 5 weeks. And those guys who are just kind of faking or going through the motions, we'll be so demanding in practice that they'll probably quit.
Is there a balancing act at all when you come off a blowout loss about maybe fragile psyches? You want to keep these guys somewhat optimistic, or do you just say, I'm scrapping that and start something new now?
It's a balance of both. You kind of like, I'm gonna go at them pretty hard. I'm gonna challenge them pretty hard because I'm embarrassed. I feel bad for our university. I feel bad, so I'm a challenge. I've been challenged. I've challenged my coaches in the staff meeting. So I'm going to challenge the players. Now, how they respond is going to tell me who's going to be with us for the long haul. Granted, seniors, they have 5 games left in their career. They can finish their career with dignity, or they can finish their career in the bleachers. It's their call. But at this point, I'm not making any special concessions for anyone. And we're going to practice extremely hard. We're going to practice very hard over these next 4 weeks. And I'm going to see who's going to be left standing. Those guys left standing, I'm going to go ahead and put them in the game and see what happens on Saturday.
You're going to turn the page now. What do you see when you look at Hampton?
I see a good football team that's had some tough losses. That's what I see. And they invited us down for their homecoming. So they'll be fly high, they'll be ready to play. And they invited us for homecoming for a reason. And right now, their coach is probably looking like, wow, we picked the right guys with us giving up all these points. So they're a good team. They have some excellent linebackers, very good quarterback who's definitely a dual threat. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. But again, if we're focused and we're playing at a high level, we can play with anyone on our schedule. But it takes us doing everything right to be able to be in these ball games. We can't just have 1 or 2 phases clicking. And if we have all 3 phases clicking, we're going to have a chance to win ball games. So that's where we stand as a football program. We still have to get a lot of Division I players in here. Morgan State was bigger than South Carolina State. And I thought South Carolina State was huge. So we're going to be the smallest team on the field. You know, and we're probably not going to be the strongest team on the field. So when you're not like that, you have to do things to kind of, I guess, substitute for lack. So therefore, you know, as coaches, we have to figure out schemes and do different things.
You talked about hard practices this week. You're going to be stressing fundamentals. What in particular? Everything?
Aggression.
Okay, aggression.
We play very soft. So my whole thing is I want aggression. I don't care about your technique at this point. I just care that you're going to go hit somebody. And we didn't hit anyone. We didn't hit anyone, offense or defense or special team. We didn't hit anyone. And I can't coach a team like that. And the only way I know to deal with that is to go live, have live work in practice. And that's what we're going to do. I don't even care if it's 7-on-7. That's going to be live. We hitting everywhere. And because you ain't going to let nobody just come up and run up and down the field. I wouldn't care if we limp into this game on Saturday and then people get hurt. I don't care. We're going live all week long. I mean, it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays in our full gear practice. And we're going to be aggressive. And that's the bottom line. I can't stand a soft team. You know, and I know we can play better than that. If they haven't shown it, if they had not shown it to me, then I wouldn't be expecting it. But I've seen us play aggressive football, so I'm expecting it.
Safe to say you'll be curious to see how they respond. Huh?
Yeah, I will be. I will be. I know how I'm going to respond. So they had to come with me.